What's good, everyone? This is Marcus Fingaz back with another video for the Sampleist, and today we're going to check out the Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins from Auddict. Before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, the Sampleist, here on YouTube, for more great videos like the one you are about to watch. And although the library was provided by the great team over at Auddict, they have not had a chance to review this video, and that will not affect our decision on the plugin itself. What is Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins? It is an epic cinematic trailer library. It comes with 58 Kontakt instruments. It comes with over 1,000 wave files that are categorized into categories. You have bass blast, you have lush strings, you have brass, soul shattering brass, you have ambiences, you have anomalies, all kinds of hits, tonal and atonal sounds, you have all kinds of pads, you have screams, you have sirens, you have dive bombs, impacts, risers, reverses, and a lot more, all housed into an intuitive GUI that is built by Auddict, and it allows you to craft your own sounds in the UI. These sounds are developed and programmed by world-class sound designers, and at the time of this recording, it is priced at $140 for a 50% off sale, and there might be some sales continuing through the holidays, so be sure to check that out on the Auddict site. We will also have links in the description, and it does require the full version of Kontakt 5 or higher, so you can have previous versions of Kontakt if you don't have the updated versions. So just make sure you have Kontakt 5 full, and you can use Soundstorm Volume 1. It does have 58 Kontakt instruments, and you'll see I basically have the different categories all housed under one Kontakt instrument. So for instance, in this one I have all the ambiences, which is basically two files. You have ambiences and the elements ambiences, and I'm going to play through some of the sounds here. I will do a walkthrough. I'm going to show you the DAW, but we're going to start with I'm going to solo this ambiences here just to show you what you get out the box. And I'm not going to play the whole sound there. You can hear that it already has some built-in reverb, but we're going to start from the left to the right and work our way down. We have built-in reverb, so you don't have to use an external reverb or DAW reverb. You can go in, you can choose between arena, dark dungeon, hall, mosque, the Roman temple, and the synagogue. Let's just go dark dungeon, and then you can adjust the amount of reverb and the time that the reverb comes in. There's no number settings here, so you just have to use your ears and your eyes, or mostly your ears. So I'm going to play that sample again. You can hear that response doing its thing, that impulse response. I think I just moved the sound down when I dragged the... But you see the graphic doing some things here when I play this instrument. You see these things lighting up there, and then you also see when I play the instrument that the waveform shows up over here on the right. You can adjust the sample start. So let's say I want it to start, and if you can see the little faint line there moving, let's say I want it to start here when I play the note. So that automatically gives you almost limitless possibilities, because you can start from anywhere within the waveform and create your own sound there. One thing that I'm looking for that I'm not seeing, which would be great to have up here, maybe it's something I'm missing, would be a reverse knob, so that I can just, instead of sample start, I can hit reverse, and I can reverse the sound, and then I have twice as many possibilities there. Not a big deal breaker, but just something that I wouldn't mind having. But there's a reverse, and then you have your ADSR. You have your envelope ADSR, so I can adjust the attack, so I can have it fade in more. If you hear that fading in, I can adjust the hold, decay, sustain, release. I won't go too much into the ADSR. You can adjust the curve of the envelope in the ADSR there. With that knob there, again, there's no visual graphic showing you what's happening when you're adjusting these knobs. You just have to use your ears, which is great because we are in audio, and that means we use our ears. Here in the middle, you can tell the plugin you're using, and Auddict. You see the Auddict branding there. On the right side, you have your filter plus envelope, so you can adjust filter curves. You have it filter envelope ADSR there. So let's say I wanted to do a gentle, let's say I want to do a hard low pass, so I'm going to cut off the highs by adjusting some of the knobs here. So now I have like a low pad drone type thing going on. And couple that with a sample start. Let's say I want to start when the sound is more into it. So I've automatically created like a bass sound. Like a bass pad sound, just by using like two knobs, or really just one knob, and adjusting the sample start. Just build your own pad there, and then I can add some resonance. So let me bring this back where it was. Let's add in some resonance. You hear that dialing in there, so you can start to see how you can craft your own sounds. And if I wanted to mess around with the envelope, let's bring this back up. You can have the envelope do some like evolving over time with all the filter envelope settings there. That is all. And that is it. And that is so powerful. It's not a complex plugin with 30 different pages in there. Those are the settings you get on basically all the sounds. This is the elements, ambiences. I'll play through some of the sounds later, but I'm just going to show you the categories we have here. These are anomalies. I'm going to play just through one anomaly here. Let's go to solo this thing. There's an anomaly. Let's jump over to, we have some bass blast. I'm going to solo this one. And what I will say also with the instrument sounds, you can adjust the key that you're playing down here. Let me select. And if I play a different key, like I'm playing the D1, for some reason it's not showing down here right now at the moment, but I'm playing the D, this note, D2. If I wanted that to be a different key, I can play a different red note, and now it'll be a G, the G tone. So the red notes are the key, the tone of the key that you're playing, and the blue notes will be the actual sample. So if I play this one, that's a different bass blast sound, and you can start to build your own like bass blasts and Brahms and things, drowning those in reverb. So that is a couple of bass blasts. Again, we'll get back to some of those sounds in a little bit. Then we have dive bombs, which I would believe would sound like downer type sounds, which is really fun. Let's play another one. I'm not hearing anything on those higher notes. So I wonder, there we go. Again, we'll play through more of those. I just want to play through a couple so you get them in your head right now. Then we have Hybrid's hit set. Again, if you're looking at the DAW, it is the UI. It is all the same UI, so you don't have to learn anything new. You are getting 49, and I say you're getting 40. What is it? 58 Kontakt instruments, but I have them housed in like 11 or 12 because I have them like this. So I can just solo. Let's say I want Hybrid hit set 1. I will solo that and play a couple sounds. So like whoosh hit sounds. And then we also have, these are the different pads. So if you notice now with this instrument, the UI is still the same, but I'm going to solo this one. There are no red notes because with pads, they are all notes that you can play. They're spread out across the keyboard. So if I play the C minor chord, again, you're not seeing the keys I'm playing there, but you also have all these pads here. Let me go to this one. Oops, I didn't want to close that. I'm accidentally closing them. But if I wanted to adjust some of the settings that we saw before, but I can play, I'm playing a C minor chord there. I think because it is not selecting that, it is selecting this last one here. If I hit solo here. So you have all these pads here to choose from. Next to pads, we have reverses. So I'm going to play through, we have 2 reverses here. I'm going to solo this bottom one. We have the elements reverses. So again, that's like a suck back. So some great sounds there. We will get to the playthrough shortly. I know I keep saying that. I just want to get you an idea of some of these sounds we have here. We have a number of risers housed in these different NKIs. So I'm going to play this one. And again, if that takes too long, I can adjust the sample start. And then I can adjust the ADSR if I want the sample start to fade in more, or to fade in more on the sound. So I can do like a custom fade in using the ADSR envelope. So just knowing these different elements from just general audio engineering and things, and how you can apply them when you get plugins like this. And then finally, before we get to the playthrough of some of the sounds, we have screamers, which would be more sound design elements, maybe signature sounds. So let's hear some of those. So yeah, I'm going to now mute the microphone and go back through all those sounds again. I'm going to play more of the sounds in the walkthrough here. Maybe go through a couple of the plugins on each of the different channels, and we will go there. So here we go. I'm going to mute the microphone, and we will now play through some of the sounds. So that is a playthrough of some of the instruments from the Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins from Auddict. What I didn't mention is the strings and brass orchestral one does have a drop-down menu here where you can select between the 5 strings and 5 orchestral brass sounds. And I'm definitely going to have fun using this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump over to a demo that I created featuring sounds from the Auddict Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins. Here we go. So that is the demo I created featuring Auddict Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins. I'm going to go through a couple of the sounds that I use. We're just going to go top to bottom here. So this actually doesn't come in until the end, but we're going to go the top track, which is the bass blast. This comes in to bring some of that energy towards the end of the track. So I'm going to play what's happening here. So bringing some of that low energy into the mix on the track. And then below that, we have dive bombs. I use these as downers, basically at the beginning and the end there. So we're going to play that. And then it comes in at the end before that little tag at the end. And then I have some, what I ended up doing was layering, I think like 3 or 4 hits together to create this sort of whoosh hit sound. And that plays, as you can see, throughout the whole track. The great thing about that is I was just playing different notes, and I found a note that I liked, but I didn't realize that I didn't have some of the sounds muted. So I played the note, and I was like, oh, this sounds pretty good. And I just muted some of those sounds in that Kontakt instrument that had, remember when I had all those layers of instruments layered together? I just muted the ones that didn't really add to what I wanted for that sound to be. And then I have the pads only at the sort of beginning half of this track, only playing some things. I have it at the intro, coming in halfway through the sort of intro, act 1-ish, and then coming in towards that act 2-ish end part there. This is playing these chords. So just setting the tone for the track there, and then here playing a little bit more. I'll just play this part right here. So you start hearing sort of the cinematic world opening up there. And then I have some risers. These risers, the Soundstorm risers, I have some other risers in there, but the Soundstorm risers I start bringing in towards the halfway point of the track. And that comes in a couple points. I don't have I might have some of the internal reverb in there, but I actually added a huge reverb that brings some more of that wideness to that track there. And then we have screamers. This comes in again halfway through to the end, just adding some more energy to the track. And this is what this is doing. So you hear that come throughout the track, a little bit of reverb in there. And then I have some sirens that come in throughout the track. As you can see that also here, I'm going to play what's happening here. And I think this also was a layer, I think maybe 2 layers there, just hitting one note because they're stacked on top of each other. And we know that thing came out. I also made sure that the note, if they are tonal instruments, that they were at least in the key of the song, which is B flat minor, I believe. This is a trailer track. It's going to end up being a trailerization. Obviously, I can't play the trailerization part. I haven't edited it yet, but I can't play that because it'll be like flagged and all kinds of stuff on YouTube. But this is the strings and brass orchestral. This is the, let's see, the brass part. So playing sort of the notes down there. Then we have some chords coming in towards the end of Act 3. So very, you know, that ascending progression there, uplifting. And then finally we have the strings. This is these also strings and brass orchestral, but this is the strings part. I think strings, one of those strings. Remember, there were 5 strings and 5 brass instruments on the drop-down menu there. So this is one of the strings. So playing a progression there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play only the Auddict Soundstorm Volume 1 origin sounds right here. Maybe the ending part starting here. And then I'll bring in some of the other sounds as we get closer to the end. Here we go. Actually, I'll start here. So there you have it. That is Soundstorm Volume 1 Origins from Auddict. Shout out to Soundstorm for providing this instrument to us over at the Sampleist for no charge to do this review for you. Shout out to you for tuning into this video. It's a great plugin. Really, the only thing I would say that I mentioned is that having that reverse option next to under the waveform here, so that I can reverse the sample there. Of course, I can bounce to audio and reverse it that way, but just having it built in would be great. But you know, not a deal breaker. Incredible sounds here, incredible instruments and things that you get there, especially for the trailer epic cinematic things. As you can see, I used it to create this great idea. You're getting over 1,000 wave files, 58 Kontakt instruments, all those different categories. At the time of this recording, $140, does require Kontakt 5 full. Definitely check out Soundstorm Volume 1 Origin Cinematic Trailer Library from Auddict, and also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Sampleist, here on YouTube for more great videos like this. This is Marcus the Fingaz. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video. All right, peace.